my Hangout, I meant to close the page and huh? Yeah, well, I got a new one. Open up a new one. So that's too bad. Uh, was he there before? No. Okay. All right. Hi guys. I apologize. I meant to close the sharing. I was sharing the page there, and I meant to close that and hit the wrong button and close my broadcast. All right. So now I know that that is not a good idea. But I wasn't nearly done, and now it seems like I may as well just start over. I promise I won't say everything exactly the way I did it before. I'll hopefully do it better, right? Okay, so really, it is in your mind, it is in your face, in your eyes. You look in the mirror, and you will see what your eyes are telling you. They're telling you if you have confidence or not. And I found that the mirror technique is very, very powerful to use to gain self-confidence. Because I talk about this because I think that we have a lot of people in TBC that are not their self-confidence is too low. Matter of fact, that could go probably for most of us, because the truth is that we are incredibly powerful. I think we shortchange ourselves. I think we all shortchange ourselves in that regard, because we are way more powerful than what we than what we would in most cases think ourselves to be. Okay, and so taking some actions to build your self-confidence is very, very important. It is very important to build your self-confidence so that you can achieve the success that you want to achieve. Because in order to do broadcasts, uh, it takes a little, courage, or a lot of courage maybe. But if you like, I think one of the things that people are hung up on is that they don't know, well, what am I gonna say? I don't know enough about it. And if you go to a blog post and just read, for most people, reading is fairly easy. Then you can, you can start and you can do broadcasts. Now, in that short video I just did, I don't know, I guess I'll probably just delete that. In that short video I just did, I was talking about I had just been sharing the page from the blog post, and sharing that that members who do broadcasts, they will be paid like 1,000 times more than if you don't do broadcasts. So if you buy $100 worth of TBC, you get 100,000 cookies. But if you are a broadcaster, then you get 100 million. So the difference is very, very big. And I think we can see why. Admin is really, really trying to get us, to get more people to do broadcasts. Hi, Bitcoin Scott. Hi, Lucy Brown. Hi, Margie Harder. Welcome. TBC Dr. Joe, and Stephen Cuffey. Thank you very much, guys, for Romeo. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me here. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, and so admin is really trying to help us in that regard. And now, as I mentioned, there are many people that were working with the Illuminati, with, or whatever you want to call them, the deep state or whatever, for many years, and that have turned around. They have stopped and are now working against them and bringing awareness, which is a very, very positive thing, you know. And and another thing that I think is worth mentioning, that there are many people that are, I know they're trying to alert people, and that's good. That's good. Uh, but I think one element that is being missed quite a bit in doing that is the fact that that to tell people not to dwell on that, but rather do something about it. What can we do? Okay, what can we do? The very first thing that we can do is to build up our own self-confidence and and work our way to success. That's the very first thing, that we start trusting. We know that we can't trust the system. We know that we can't trust the we can't trust our governments. We can't trust any of that, but we can trust the truth. We can trust uh, the feelings of success, and we can educate ourselves. We have with TBC, we have a blog that has incredibly much information, that has all the, if a person would just go through the blogs and read all of the posts, you would be so filled with information, and so much positive information, that you could definitely build from there. You could definitely build your life from there and become very successful, because the recipe for success is in self-confidence. And self-confidence can only come when you educate yourself about how strong you really are, what power you really have, you know. And that can make you very confident, when you understand how powerful your thoughts are, and that you can feed on the right information, that strengthens you, and that gives you this inner peace and confidence, and that helps you succeed. And I mean, look at what we have with TBC. It's a currency that can totally replace uh, the monetary system, globally. Globally, really, it has the capacity to do that. And the wealth, like, even, well, people, if they take just the free gift and hang on to it and don't spend any of it until it has its full price, that is a pretty powerful gift. It really is, even if they don't buy anything. But if they buy, what is it, $1,000 worth, that would get them 100 million. Is that how it works? I'm just trying to think here because it's 1,000. Oh no, no, it's 1,000 times as much. So it would take $10,000 to buy 100 million cookies. Is that a good deal? It's a hell of a deal, guys. That is a that is a I can't. I've never seen. I have never ever seen a program that can get you that would get you the wealth that you will get in TBC from the money you've spent if you would spend $10,000 so that you would get 100,000 cookies. Not 100,000, 100 million cookies, because that would get you uh, that gets you one TBC for $10,000. Yeah, that's a very good deal. But if $10,000 is kind of too much for you, and you wanna still be a billionaire, just do broadcasting. Just do it. You know, that's one way you can do it. Just just overcome your fear and do broadcasts, and next thing you know, you'll enjoy doing the broadcasts, even though at first you might feel a little shaky and stuff, but it's all good. It's all good. You do it for the right purpose, it's all good. And what are we really here for? Why are we really doing this? Is it not to help people? Is it not to help all of us? Think about it. Think about it. We are all part of each other, and yet we are all completely unique. But we all need each other. This is why. This is why we're in the situation we are in on a global scale, is because they could have never pulled it off without us. They could have never pulled it off. They had to have us to help them. But we did. Blindly. We went along with it and helped them. They did it on our watch. Now we have come to light. We have come to realize what's going on. And now we need to, we accept full responsibility that it happened on our watch, and we empower ourselves, we educate ourselves, and then we do something about it. We spread the wealth of TBC to people everywhere, and then also educate them as to what's going on, so that they do not need to so that they can follow us and not putting their energy in the wrong place. You know, as I mentioned before, it has been scientifically proven that a positive thought is thousands of times more powerful than a negative one. So fear is very powerful. Fear can destroy a person. But the power of healing is more powerful than fear. It's far more powerful. And when you think about that, when you think of how much has been put into dumbing down people, to like in the school systems are rigged, the pharmaceutical systems are rigged. Everywhere we look, their footprints show up, and it's all rigged. Everything is smoke and mirrors. And if all that negative that has been put into what's happening, we would long all be gone if that was as powerful as positive is. You see what I mean? We have, in spite of all that, in spite of the chemtrails, in spite of being dumbed down, in spite of all that has been thrown at us, we have come up with amazing things. We've come up with Bitcoin. We have come up with blockchain. We have, and now TBC. We have come up with so much in spite of all that. So let's not shortchange ourselves thinking that we are weak and that we don't know, we're too dumb. No, 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 no. No, no. No, no. We are very powerful. We are very smart. We have a tremendous amount of wisdom, especially if we have been reading the blog. Especially if we've been reading the blog and watching those videos and stuff. I am a very, very huge believer in educating ourselves. And it's funny, up until 2009, I would never study. I would look down on people who studied. I seriously just thought studying, it is the stupidest thing you could do. But something happened. Something happened and my life changed. And now, of course, I think we need to be very careful what we put our energy into, of course. That we study things that study things that build up and help us and give us confidence and give us power and give us knowledge and stuff that helps us help other people. If you help enough other people get what they want, you can get anything you want. That is Zig Ziglar's line. Years ago, I actually bought a course from him. I don't know if I bought it from him. I don't know if he was still around, but I bought a course that he had been, and it's funny how that works, because I bought that course years before I did any studying, and when I did it, I listened to it some. It didn't really make that much sense to me. And now that same information, has much more meaning to me than it did back then. I guess it has to do with, it depends on how open we are, because we have been conditioned to a belief system that I am quite sure that most of the people that have all those beliefs, they have never really asked themselves, why do I believe what I believe? They have never even opened themselves up enough to give it a chance to say, to give themselves a chance to question, what's in it? Why am I believing that? And is that really true? Because very much of what we believe, or that we had led to be believing, is actually not even true. And so I think we need to open ourselves up to that possibility sometimes. Because if we don't, let's put it this way. If a person is, if the only thing you've ever known is actually not true, then there is no possible way you could know that is how it is. That, you don't know that is not true, because you have never known anything else. You see what I'm saying? So if we're misled in the things that we believe, we can believe them ever so strong. It's still not true. It's still false. And so I think we need to open up sometimes and give it some question. Why do I believe this? Is it actually helping me? Because much of what we have been fed are just they're myths. They're myths, and they're actually lies. So it's I don't know. I don't know how long I've been talking. I better. No. Can you tell how much? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So I just didn't want to make this a very long talk, and since my other video shut down, I wasn't sure where I was at here. Okay. So now, if you're uh, if you're new to TBC and you haven't given it any uh, thought about doing broadcasts, or if you have been in TBC a while and you just can't quite get yourself to do a broadcast, let me just really encourage you to do broadcasts. And if you are shy to get in front of the camera and for people watching you, well, you could begin without people actually seeing you, because you can make the broadcasts with just on the blog. You just share the page and you can go over and read. You can do it in a way that people don't necessarily see you. Now, they would hear you, of course, but like I said earlier, I don't know if that was the other video or this video, but one thing you can do that will really help you to gain confidence enough to be able to start doing broadcasts is that you well, I'm saying that it would work for you. I don't know if it works for you or not. You would have to try it. You would have to do it yourself. But that is to I can actually give you a couple of different scenarios that you can try if you're shy about that. Okay, so one of the things, the first thing that I would suggest is do the mirror technique. What you do is you go in front of the mirror and you convince yourself, you tell yourself how good you are at that. You know, you have all this confidence in yourself and you are just so good at it. And people and people are just giving you great comments. And I mean, you can really make up a story, you know, of how good it is, how good you are. And now I know I can almost hear people saying, well, I'd be telling lies. No, 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 no. Those are not lies. Those are not lies. The truth is, the truth is that you really are that good. You are every bit as good as you want to be. Okay. Now, all you have to do is convince the world that you are so good. That's the only thing you need to do now. So you are. There's nothing that you cannot do, that you cannot achieve. And so doing broadcasts really is a very insignificant thing as far as what you are capable of doing. Okay. So I would just really encourage you that you try it, that you do it. Now, another thing that I would say, here's another thing that you can do, and this is very, very powerful, guys. This is absolutely very powerful. When you go to bed and you are ready to go to sleep, just imagine yourself doing videos and enjoying doing them. Okay. Imagine yourself that you are good at it and you are enjoying doing them. And you do that every night, and don't push yourself. Don't push yourself, okay? Because what you need to do is, let me just tell you where that comes from, that fear, it comes from your subconscious, because that's what you have, or you or others have been telling your subconscious. They've been telling you that you aren't good enough, or you're shy, or whatever it is. Well, what you need to do is you have to convince your subconscious mind that that has changed. Okay. And once you have that, once you've convinced your subconscious, you'll do it no problem. I mean, I'm not trying to say that it'll be totally easy the first time, because it's likely not going to be. You have to break the ice at some point if you're going to do it. But if once you have your subconscious convinced, it is so much easier. It is so much easier, because all the power that you have to do things is in your subconscious. That's where all the power is. And all the power is within your conscious mind to convince the subconscious mind that you have that power. Okay? There is no lack. There is absolutely no lack anywhere in the world. The only place it can exist is in your mind. That's the only place lack can exist, or shyness, or anything that you cannot overcome. It's only because it's in your subconscious. And the subconscious can be changed by convincing it. And you can do that, whether it works for you better in the mirror technique, or doing it in a relaxed state, and when you're after you go to bed. Or there are several other ways too that I'll share another time, but these are two techniques that are both very, very powerful. And it is for you to you need to work with what resonates with you. You see, the mirror technique isn't not going to work for everybody. For some people it just might not work. And that's how it is with pretty much everything. That's why there are many different ways of going about something, because we resonate to different things. But the truth is, and we are all exactly the same in this part, where you have the conscious mind, and that you have so that you can convince the subconscious. And once you have the subconscious convinced, there is nothing you can't do. It has all the power. It will make all the synchronicities. It'll do anything you need. But all you need to do is convince it that you are, that you have it already, or that you are doing it great, and it will create it for you. Now, the only other thing you have to do is to take the action that you need to do. And of course, why would you do all that convincing if you weren't going to do any actions, right? Okay, well, that's so if you're watching this video, and you are new to TBC, or you're not in TBC yet, I have plenty of more information in the links below, where you can check out a lot about the information that I've been talking about. One thing again that I'll mention, I think I mentioned this before, one of the links in there is the Gospel of Thomas. I know those of us who know the Bible, we don't know that there was a Gospel of Thomas, but it had been removed, because there was a lot of editing being done on the Bible before it was printed into a book form. And so we don't have nearly everything that actually were in the scripts in the old days. So to me, I found that book to be very, very empowering, because it has and of course the information that's in there, it is parallel to what the other gospels talk about. The only thing is that it's not as in depth. It's well, if you read it, you'll find out what I'm talking about. Okay, so, or watch the video. It's actually a video. It's in video form. So yeah, that's and there's a bunch of links that where you can help yourself. And do check out the Free Energy site and TBC to see what we're about, and also, if you are in TBC, and if you have been with TBC, since we had those technical problems last year or whatever, and you don't have an upline now, or your referrer is not around or whatever, and you want help, I am very willing and able to help you. Just contact me. You can do that through one of my websites, through CryptoTBC or my free.energy, and you can contact me, and I'd be very happy to get you set up with whatever you need. Okay, and also another thing I want to mention uh, is that we are far enough along with TBC that I think we need to start thinking about ways in which we are going to implement TBC in everyday life. Okay. Now, there are some things that I have been thinking about, and like creating a program of some sort that is, I would make it blockchain. I would make it so that it was on the blockchain, but a program that can be used for where people can put in their inventory with the QR code and then the TBC price and so on. I believe we are far enough that we could begin doing this, especially since the new blockchain has the capability of sending the amounts in American dollar, like in the amounts in American dollars. Okay, it is still coin, but it's the amount is based on American dollars. It has that capability, or at least that's what I believe I found out. I sure hope it does, because then we can create those type of programs, and that would be a tremendous help in helping get get set up so people can set up their things and to be able to use TBC. Okay, so that's something that I've been thinking about, and if there's people that have ideas, I'd be very happy to that we would create some. We would use either, I don't know, we could use Unseen, or we could use Telegram or something, where we can privately contact each other and get a conversation going about that kind of stuff. Because I'm sure that there are people who have great ideas. Now, if we can get to the level where we begin to share them, and next thing you know, we'll be starting to implement that kind of thing, because we aren't any too early to begin talking and planning. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I again invite you to check out the links below if you're new to TBC, or you just want to know more about what I've been talking about. You'll find plenty of information. And I also want to mention, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. By all means, contact me, and I'll be happy to help you with whatever you need with TBC or the free energy or whatever. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and uh, for sharing this time with me. I hope it has been inspirational, and you have a wonderful night or day or whatever it is that's in front of you. Peace.